You've learned about different kinds of triangles: equilateral, isosceles, and right triangles. For now, we will work with the right triangle. All right triangles have a 90-degree angle. Because of this, we can calculate the lengths of the sides using what's called the Pythagorean Theorem. With the Pythagorean Theorem, if we know the lengths of two of the sides, we can find the length of the third side for any right triangle. To find the length of any missing side, we first must label the sides as A, B, and C. Now, A and B can be any side that touches the right angle. It doesn't matter what order they're in, but C has to be the longest side, the hypotenuse. It's the diagonal side, across from the right angle. If we know the lengths of two of these sides, we can find the third side by using the equation A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Here's how it works. Let's use this triangle with side lengths of 3 inches and 4 inches. We need to find the length of the third side. We can see that this angle is the right angle because it has a little square. That means that these two sides have to be A and B. It doesn't matter which one is A and which one is B. The only thing that matters is that the longest side is C. Now that we have labeled the sides as A, B, and C, we can plug the side lengths into the equation to get 3 squared plus 4 squared equals C squared. Since 3 squared equals 9 and 4 squared equals 16, we can rewrite the equation as 9 plus 16 equals C squared. We can even simplify the equation further by adding 9 and 16 to get 25. Now our equation is 25 equals C squared. But we need to find C, not C squared. Do you remember in an earlier video when we learned that you can do anything you want to an equation as long as you do the exact same things to both sides? Well, if we take the square root of C squared, we will end up with C. But since we took the square root on the right side, we have to do the same thing on the left. The square root of 25 is 5. This leaves us with 5 equals C, or C equals 5. Let's try another example. For this triangle, we have two side lengths of 5 centimeters and 8 centimeters. We have to find the third side. Once again, we know this is a right triangle because the right angle has been identified by the little square. Across from the right angle is side C. The other sides can be labeled as A and B. If we label the 5 centimeter side as A and the 8 centimeter side as B, we can use the Pythagorean Theorem to find side C. When we plug the side lengths into our equation, we have 5 squared plus 8 squared equals C squared. Since 5 squared equals 25 and 8 squared equals 64, we now have 25 plus 64 equals C squared. We can simplify further by adding 25 and 64 to get 89 equals C squared. If we take the square root of each side of the equation, we are left with the square root of 89 equals C. Using a calculator, we can find that the square root of 89 is approximately 9.43. That means that the third side is approximately 9.43 centimeters long. Let's try one last example. For this triangle, we have side lengths of 2 inches and 7 inches. Look across from the right angle at side C. Notice that we already have that number, 7. If we label the 2-inch side as side A, we will have to find the length of side B. Let's go to our equation and plug in the numbers we know. 2 squared plus B squared equals 7 squared. Once we simplify, we have 4 plus B squared equals 49. Normally, we would take the square root of each side to find C. But we're not looking for C. We're looking for B. So before we can take the square root, we need to get rid of that 4. To do this, we're going to subtract it from the left. That means that we also have to subtract it from the right. So now we have B squared equals 45. The only thing left to do now is to take the square root of both sides. When we do this, we're left with B equals the square root of 45. Using a calculator, we find that the square root of 45 is approximately 6.708. This means that the length of side B is approximately 6.708 inches. Just remember, the Pythagorean theorem A squared plus B squared equals C squared can only be used with right triangles, and the longest side, or hypotenuse, has to be side C.